Hi, my name is Jack Shakur,
And I'm Josh DiMattei.
and our project is on the economic standing in China. China is trying to shift from an economy driven by exports and foreign investment to one ultimately concerned with centralized production and consumption. This dramatic shift will inevitably cause the country to crumble, since the economy will tank as a transition of this magnitude would be unsustainable for a number of reasons. Pictured to the right is a graph plotting China's GDP growth rate over the past 35 years. One can see through the trends that the economy has taken on a period of relative stagnation recently.
The central reason for the unsustainability of this shift is China's fundamental dependency on foreign capital and exports to fuel the economy. By scaling back foreign investment, which currently accounts for over 37% of the country's growth, this would prove detrimental to job opportunities for the massive Chinese population. Additionally, consumption of goods overseas that originated in China contribute to the economy's prosperity. If exports are cut, not only will the ties between China and other major importers of these goods be severed, but the local economy will be drastically restructured.
Historical evidence in Japan displays this same process failing. In the second half of the 20th century, Japan experienced strong economic growth, as has China relatively for the past 20 years. However, drastic change to Japanese management caused speculation as a result of cheap loans. Resultantly, many corporations went bankrupt and the economy suffered. Recently, the Chinese economy has been in a period of economic stagnation, and there is no saying that a switch similar to Japan's would not bring on the same consequences. Pictured below is a political cartoon depicting a series of banks being engulfed by a wave of debt. This cartoon draws off a famous Japanese artwork called the Great Wave of Kanagawa.
There is also a generational dilemma in the midst of this. If you consider the policies of China for the majority of its history, issues concerning the viability of the next generation population to sustain the colossal Chinese economy are prevalent. The one-child policy created a massive gender imbalance in Chinese society, as you can see to the right.
China has traditionally maintained a patriarchal society for most of its existence. Thus, when families had to choose what child to have, a son would always be favored. Nowadays, there are over 30 million more men than women. Additionally, there is a current dependency ratio of 5 working adults to retirees. In around 20 years, there is speculation that the ratio will be down to around 1.6 working adults to retirees. The one-child policy developed a huge restructuring of the Chinese people, and there is debate over whether there will be enough citizens to sustain the economy.
China is internationally recognized as the largest producer of carbon emissions. Its economy relies heavily on coal production, which has caused widespread environmental pollution, bringing along with it health complications for China's people. Recently, China has made an initiative to integrate sustainable means into its economy, investing capital into various renewable energy sources. Also, China signed a joint carbon emissions deal with the US to decrease the output of greenhouse gases. It can be seen as an attempt for them to save their own butts.
Although China has shown action towards making the transition towards sustainable energy, this shift will similarly be too drastic for the economy to bear. China generates 73% of its electricity from coal. There is an immense reliance on these resources. Trying to switch towards green energy will only prove to weaken the economy by stagnating current production numbers.
Clearly, the Chinese economy is doomed. Thank you.